We did something we never thought we would do just for Thea to succeed and have a good future.
My personality, I always strive for perfection, and it does put a lot of pressure on me sometimes.
I think people underestimate how passionate Thea is, especially when she gets a patient the smile that they've always wanted.
If you had have told me where it would be today, I wouldn't have believed it.
Coming from Philippines to a different country, starting from zero, she has always known the sacrifice that her parents has given her.
When Thea looks at something, she can pick it up really, really quick. Her work is just meticulous and beautiful.
What I love about my career is that I really touch people's lives, and they also touch mine. And that's why I love to do what I do.
Thea first joined us in dental house 4 to 5 years ago during COVID. Over the years, I see how she developed as a clinician. One thing about her is she's very smart.
My philosophy when it comes to dentistry is I always want to give the patients the long-term outcome. I don't like short-term approaches or patch-up work. Whenever I look at my patient, I just want to give them the best result, and that will involve restoring the natural function, the aesthetic, or of course the beauty of their smile, making them feel natural and unique.
She really is a genius. You know, she was the top of her school at Melbourne University, so you can imagine how competitive that is. The ability for her to solve problems, and I think that's why she's so good at what she does as a dentist. She really has found her niche. It's obvious that not only Thea is a natural beauty, but she holds herself with such grace and elegance.
For me, elegance, I guess it's being graceful, having that gentleness when interacting with patients, the staff, or just people around you. But of course, being true to yourself as well. I feel like someone who's elegant, you can't fake that. You have to really embody that, not just in the way you talk, but the way you move. When I do a digital smile design, or when I look at patient's smile, I always look at their smile line, of course. I look at the sizes and the shapes of their teeth, and I visualize a smile that is natural for them or that is unique for them, because everyone's different. As I meet up with the patients and get to know them better, I will then know their personality and give them the smile that fits that personality, so it's as natural as possible.
I've known her for more than 10 years. You know, we were 16, 17 years old. We would study together in high school, and we had completely different subjects. I was towards business, she was towards the sciences. We would sit there and she would be so quiet, timid, you know, smiling, laughing with us. After high school, she really came out of her shell. She blossomed into this beautiful person, and her personality came out.
I've known Thea since high school. It wasn't until when we were in university when we truly connected. And so even though we had different paths in our career, she pursued dentistry and I studied design, our shared ambitions to succeed is what really bonded us together. My most cherished moments with her is our conversations being immigrants in Australia. We both came to Australia with our families at the same age, starting from scratch, starting from zero to a different country and a completely new world. When you witness your parents working hard and striving hard, you have that motivation to be stronger. Thea has always known the sacrifice that her parents and her family has given her.
So, around 16 years ago, my parents decided to migrate from the Philippines to Australia. And so that would mean that me and my brother would continue our studies here. And when I was younger, I've always thought, why? Because we lived a comfortable life in the Philippines, and dad had a construction business. He was an architect. Mom is happily staying at home. But ultimately now I've realized that they've done that and did that sacrifice so that me and my brother can have this massive opportunity of being overseas, and to where I am now, I can see that as well. I can travel anywhere I want.
In the Philippines, I studied as dental technician at the Ocampo Memorial College in Manila. When we migrated to Australia, the first thing came into my mind was to find any kind of job to support our family.
We decided to come here in Australia because Philippines is a third world country. The economy is not stable. I know Thea will succeed. Since Thea was young, we noticed that she is very intelligent and bright. That's why we know with each other that we will do everything just for Thea to succeed and have a good future.
About 6 years ago when I did dentistry, it was around $250,000. So mom and dad had to use all their savings that they've already saved up, probably for their future, to pay for that. And then the rest, we kind of just ask relatives and any kind of close family if they can help. And they did. And, you know, I'm proud to say that now I've, of course, fully paid those off as well and more, and give back more to them. When I first started out as a dentist, I've had this vision that everything has to be perfect. Everything that I do has to be by the book. I overthink the interaction and how they felt and what my work was. I feel like no one's coming back. But really, it might just be my mindset. I might just be so hard on myself that they actually like the work and they've liked their interaction. I think I've now overcome that by, instead of focusing on the little things, because now I know that nothing's ever perfect, but things can be just right. And it's how I interact with my patients, who then become now my family or friends, and I get to know them more, and now I just focus on their smile. I love doing smile consults because I feel like I get to know the patient more than just their teeth. They really talk about their lives. I'm kind of like a counselor as well in a way, because, you know, we talk really in depth about their experiences and what has shaped them.
She's a natural people person. People tend to gravitate to her, not just with our problems, like good things that happen as well, just with anything.
Thea really does care. I know a lot of people say that, you know, as a bit of a platitude, but she generally does, particularly with her patients, her friends. She always puts them first. She's very supportive of family as well. Again, something that we both value. So yeah, that's something that I really do love about her, is her empathy.
Zav really balanced me out because he's the type of person who is the exact opposite of me. So I'm the type of person who likes things perfect, whereas Zav is just an easy chap. He just likes to take things as is, and I think us combined, he really helped me navigate the perfectionism. And so now I don't do as much. I think I've improved a lot since I've been with him. I don't have that negative energy in me anymore. I always try to be positive now and look at the good things and the positive interactions.
Ikigai is a Japanese concept that translates to a reason for being. It's actually the intersection of 4 elements. 1, it's something that you love. 2, something that you're good at. 3, something that the world needs. And 4, something that you could be paid for. When I first come across the concept of Ikigai, I was reading this book. Realizing that dentistry is my Ikigai has become such a motivator for me. It really pushed me to strive for more and to become better every time. It also gives me a reason to get up every day and enjoy what I do. We want to officially welcome you all to Dental Couture. I actually started my journey as a dentist in Sunbury Dental House. And I remember walking into Sunbury and I immediately felt at ease. And I just had that intuition that this is right. But it actually wasn't until 2022 when I had the honor of Fong asking me to become a business partner. And he shared with me his vision, and the rest is history. So I would like to take this opportunity to thank Fong for being such a great mentor through the years. And you're not only a business partner, but a brother to me. Thank you to my Dental House Group family, of course. It really does make me feel like we're all part of the same family. Thank you to my growing Dental Couture team. And I look forward to facing what the future holds for us, and I'm sure we will get through it together. I would like to thank my family and my husband Xavier for your unwavering love and support, and always empowering me as a woman. Thank you.
I think people underestimate how passionate Thea is, especially when she gets a patient the smile that they've always wanted. She's always sharing me some of the positive feedback she gets from key patients. One of the key stories that I remember actually, one of her patients wanted gold veneers. And I remember when she said that, I was like, isn't that for celebrities and rappers? You know, I'm like, why would someone want that? But when she actually executed it, not only did she do an amazing job, but it actually made me realize, oh, I see why there's now that growing demand for gold veneers. Like, she really did make it work. So not only did she achieve a great smile, but really was able to incorporate that look. She really is a genius. The ability for her to solve problems, and I think that's why she's so good at what she does as a dentist. You know, she's able to figure out, you know, how do I get this tooth?
If you had have told me where it would be today, I wouldn't have believed it.
Oh yeah, it's great. Yeah, it's great.
Before I wouldn't go out. I'd get invites to dinner and I'd just refuse them. I was too ashamed to show my face. When the mask mandate came in, it was the best time of my life because no one could see them. I was ashamed for over a decade. I wouldn't look at people in the face, they wouldn't look at me. I reached the point where I was in pain. I'm like, I've just got to do something.
I first met Ben in Sunbury Dental House a few years ago, and during this time, he presented with a set of dental challenges. Issues with his smile, his bite, and his functions. But what I saw at that appointment is a person who was prepared, and I knew to myself that I would be there for him every step of the journey.
Treated me like a normal person. Walk the hallways of work, people look at me and they smile back. I've been stopped and said, what's different? I don't turn down invites anymore.
She brought in her before and after photos of this smile makeover that she done. She was just so excited and so happy with what she achieved together with the patient. It's just amazing.
I give credit to my husband, so he definitely helps me find that balance. My personality, I always strive for perfection, and it does put a lot of pressure on me sometimes, but Xavier, he's always just mellow, always reassures me that it's okay, like it doesn't need to be perfect. Things will always go smoothly at the end. And that's how I've learned now, so I've eased a little bit, and I just try to make sure that everything's good.
I'm about to say, to modern age, we met through dating apps, Bumble. I know a lot of people don't like to admit it, but I'm about to say, for me, it's worked out so well. I've met such an amazing woman, so I'd always talk it up. We met, first date was at the White Oak Saloon Bar in Paran. My first impression of Thea was she was so beautiful. But not only that, even after the date, just by speaking to her, I could just tell she was very smart and very driven, and I was really smitten when I met her. But what really blew me away was at the end of the night, as we walked out, it started to bucket down rain, and she offered me a lift to the car, which I thought was a really nice gesture. And over time, I've really learned that Thea is just really kind and always, so generous to helping people out. Well, I just think it's been the real big moments in our life. It's always been around. So I had to say our first date, it ended with rain. And then when we were in Paris, we wanted to get some photos pre-engagement, and the rain came every day for the 7 days we were there at Paris. So we just could not reschedule and reshoot. And then when it came to our wedding, we were blessed by rain again. So I just think it's just a part of us, and just really cherishing those special moments. And ironically, even today just had a bit of rain as well, even though it was quite a sunny day. So it just shows you it's always following us.
Yeah.
She is intelligent because she can make a right decision easily, and she is hard worker for her entire work in the clinic and at home. She is kind because she's always willing to help others. And also, she is a beautiful inside and out.
Thea is meticulous person, like me, because we both want everything to be in detail and in the proper order. I think she is a caring person. She always look after us and always check if we are doing well every day. Yeah, I love Thea so much.
I think our friendship, is one of those that survives time and distance, and we could go through months of not talking with each other, but when we do talk, it's like yesterday. I'm really proud of how far she's come.
Having someone like that in my team, it makes me feel proud, not just for her patient, but for what she achieved. Yeah, well done.
Helping others always gives me a deep sense of fulfillment, purpose, and joy. And I feel like whenever I help someone, I have that human connection with another person even through just small acts of generosity. And every time I help someone, it creates a ripple effect that I then inspire that person to then help someone else in need as well. At Dental Couture, our mission is to bring out the best in every person we interact with. We want to embody grace and elegance in what we do, where we work, and the lives we touch. I want to build a practice that feels like family, and every day that's what I strive for. Not just with my team, but everyone that walks into this practice. Once again, I would like to welcome you all to Dental Couture, where every smile is a masterpiece.